The #1 killer of firefighters may not be what you think. It's heart attacks. And when you're more than 100 feet off the ground, staring down, well, it's not hard to see why. They simply cannot put any more people in this room. It is cram-packed. So it's fair to say the people of Columbia County are reasonably concerned amongst all the debate going on right now about this health care reform. It's this place right here that SWAT teams kicked in earlier. That is the apartment of Joshua Ferguson. Officers found him covered in blood. Investigators say that was the blood of 2 people he stabbed to death with a kitchen knife. Standing alongside the road trying to get tickets to the Masters is a lot like fishing. You put your bait out there and hope someone takes it. But it can be pretty frustrating when the fish aren't biting. But if you don't make the switch to digital by February 17th, your favorite programs will be nothing but static. 1, 2, and about a half. 115 pounds. That's what Pam lost. And it wasn't easy. Here's one simple tip. If your charcoals are just warm and don't look like they're getting any hotter, do not do what I'm about to do, which is dump more lighter fluid on them, because as you can see, it's a quick way to burn your eyebrows off. Apartments on fire. Gunshots breaking through the violent shouts as hundreds of residents take to the streets, turning on anyone who isn't them. All of this anger after Richmond County deputies shot and killed a man in the Cherry Tree Crossing community. It began Sunday afternoon when deputies stopped an SUV driven by Justin Elmore, a suspected drug dealer in the area. The sheriff's office says Elmore tried to run the deputies over, so they opened fire, shooting him in the head.
They opened fire on him for no reason, you know what I'm saying? For nothing at all, just shot him up.
Outraged residents said the officers were reckless. When deputies opened fire on Elmore, stray bullets flew through this window and shot out right here, just missing the family's child.
A bullet shot past my little boy head about 3 inches. I'm gonna bust his head open. His brains would have been in my hand.
As night fell and frustrations grew, a near riot broke out in the community. Fires were set, and when help arrived, the mob chased them away with rocks and flaming bottles. Backup arrived quickly to prepare for a clash. Armed with defense sticks, body armor, and force in numbers, officers gave the mob one option: go home or be arrested.
Go inside your residence and stay inside. You are now on the curfew rule.
The large crowd slowly retreated as riot police moved in. Officers told me they plan to stay here throughout the night and keep patrolling so they can maintain a strong police presence. Right now, a curfew is in effect, and officers are telling all residents to stay indoors for their safety and well-being. At Cherry Tree Crossing, Steve Kuzj, NBC Augusta, 26 News. The backhoe was rolled in and the shovels came out. As the casket top came off and the body was examined, the coroners and investigators knew something wasn't right.
SLED and the Director of Licensing Board investigating has found some causes for further investigation.
Rest in peace. That's what every family wishes for a loved one they've lost. But peace is not what Ann Hines has had since her husband James was buried.
This is a picture. You can see how tall he is.
After the 6'7" rock and roller's funeral, rumors began popping up that the funeral home mishandled his body. When James found out he was dying of cancer, he and his wife made arrangements at Cave Funeral Services. Ann remembers the day they picked out his casket.
We were told that it was the perfect size because we saw the measurements on it, and we said it looked like this one would be right for him. And the guy said, "Oh yes, with his stature, yeah, this is perfect for him."
But the fit was far from perfect, according to an employee of the funeral home. That employee came forward saying James's legs had been cut off to squeeze him into a casket he was too tall for. For 2 days in a row, Cave Funeral Services refused to comment. In the end, investigators found James's legs had been sawed off by an employee, and Cave Funeral Services lost its license.
That hurt so much. You know how you trust people and believe that they would do right, and then they let you down?
We're lacing up our shoes for another installment of Dirty Jobs, and this time we're taking you into places where you wouldn't want to wear your good sneakers. With everything we flush down the toilet, you might wonder, where does it all go? Well, if you're like many in the area who have a septic tank, it goes right in your backyard. When the tank is full and can't take any more, count on Anderson Plumbing. As owner Mike Anderson puts it, they're the #1 guys in the #2 business.
Yeah, I love to go to the grocery store, watch people buying food and toilet paper. It's job security.
Step 1 to pumping out a septic tank is finding the tank. We dig down until we hit it, and then I pull the lid off. It came with a slimy surprise.
What's that stuff underneath it?
Take a guess.
Now the fun part. I dip the hose in and start cleaning it out. 1,000 gallons of waste collected over the past few years or so, all pumped out in about 10 minutes. Now, believe it or not, it's harder than it looks, because when this thing actually gets down and starts sucking, it wants to almost rip the hose out of your hands. Once we've sucked up all of the chunks we can, we reverse the hose, blasting what we just pumped up back into the tank. This breaks up the big clumps probably created on family taco night and allows us to pick up the rest easier. But if you're not careful, you can get splashed. The first time you got hit, was it pretty traumatizing? Like, did that really just get in my face?
Very.
As disgusting and stinky as the job of a septic cleaner might be, the guys at Anderson do it all with a smile and an interesting sense of humor. After cleaning up the poo, we're off to a place that smells slightly better, the dump. Hundreds of trucks come here weekly to drop their trash. As tough as these trucks may seem, it doesn't take much to bring them down from the inside.
We have to clean behind the blade. That'll keep any damage from going on inside the trucks.
After shutting down the truck so we don't get crushed, driver Tony Milton takes us in for some deep cleaning. With a trusty shovel in hand, we dig out the cramped space. And you can come across some pretty odd stuff.
Cats.
Cats?
Dead cats. You find some of anything back here.
And what Milton has found is a good living off of all of our trash. After a day of walking around in some things I'd really not care to think about, I'd say these guys have seen enough filth for one lifetime. Steve Kuzj, NBC Augusta, 26 News.